Hey you guys, I am coming back with another video. I actually wanted to share this dream with you all earlier, but um, it's been pretty hectic, and I know I say this a lot, but you guys, I'm usually busy during the week, and by the weekend, I'm trying to recoup. So um, it's just been, really busy. But I'm so excited because it's Friday and I start my vacation. I actually get to have 9 days off total, no work. So I'm really excited about that. My husband and my kids, we all have the same time off. So we really get to spend that time together. We're planning on taking some day trips to different places, but I'm just really excited. So I knew that I wasn't going to be doing any videos per se that I'm thinking of. I'm, I have an idea, but I'm not going to say anything just yet because I don't want y'all to hold me to it. But for the most part, I wanted to at least go ahead put this out there first because I knew that me and my family, we were going to be just doing a lot of different things, and I knew I wasn't going to have time to upload this video. So I wanted to go ahead get it out the way now. But um, I wanted to share a dream with you all that I had on, I believe it was July the 12th. And in the dream, it started out where it showed me at my grandparents' house. I actually lived with my grandparents when I was younger. And so it showed me there. And I remember I was looking out of the window, it was nighttime, and I saw these militant men with weapons. They were just kind of creeping through the woods. And I remember inwardly, I was thinking to myself of ways that I could escape because it was like they were surrounding the house from every direction. And I went to another window to try to see because I was mentally trying to think, okay, if I go out this way, maybe I could escape. But it was like when I went to the next window, there were men coming from that direction too. So it was like they were coming from every direction. And it was like I had no way of knowing how I was going to get out and without being caught. And so the scene changed to where I saw myself in this, it was like a facility, and they had captured this one girl. And I remember they captured her by saying that there was something wrong with her brain, like she had some kind of a, that's what they said, but I knew it was making reference to like some kind of a mental illness. That's how they were able to capture her and detain her. And I remember I was talking to the people that were in power to release her. I was talking to them and I was like letting them know there's nothing wrong with this girl. They basically lied to you so that they could capture her, but she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her brain. And they was just looking at me, and I was just so hysterical because I wanted so desperately to rescue this girl. I don't know who this girl was, but in the dream it was like I knew her and I wanted to help her. And so it ended up showing me rescuing the girl. And I remember I grabbed her by her hand and I was telling her, we gotta go. And I started running, and she still was with me. I had her hand in my hand and we was just running. And I remember I looked back and I told her, I said, if we want to escape, we have to start flying. We have to fly. And as soon as I said that, we started flying in the air. And I'm trying to remember, is that all of the dream? Oh, and then the scene changed And I remember seeing a girl that I actually do know. In the dream, she was in a picture with Obama and Michelle Obama. And I was just looking at it was just like a glimpse, like not a glimpse, but it was just a scene of me just seeing a photo and she was in the picture with them too. And the scene changed again, and then it showed her on TV with the Obamas, and it was like she was giving some type of a speech, or there was some reason for her speaking, but she was chosen to speak, and she was messing up during the whole speech. And I remember I felt embarrassed for her, but it was like they didn't seem to mind. They was just kind of, just encouraging her along, and that was all I remember of the dream. Now, I believe that what I was being shown was, here it is, I was in a place that I grew up. Of course, your childhood home is a place where, you you usually find to be safe, or it's something, it's a place that represents something that you're familiar with. And it was like I was in a position where I was trying to escape, but there was no way for me to escape, because these militant men, and mind you, they were coming at night where you could barely see them, but they were coming from all directions. And I feel like, especially with, a lot of the things that we're hearing, I feel like what I was seeing was a time where Christians are going to be hunted down. And because it was very specific, it felt like they knew exactly who they were looking for. And I feel like that's what was being shown to me. That, a lot of times, people feel like, okay, well, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If that happens, I'm going to do that. But I feel like there's going to be situations that may happen to where you're not going to be able to, have that, easy way out, so to speak, the way you may think. Because we don't know how all of this is going to play out. We really don't. But and I don't know if this is something that's going to happen before or after the rapture, but I just know that I feel, well, let me rephrase. I feel that what was being shown to me was how it's going to be, where they're going to be very specific in who they're looking for, and it's going to be almost impossible to escape, because they're going to have pretty much so many people that's going to be out looking for certain people to capture. Now, the thing that I found very interesting was when they captured the girl, the only way they were able to detain her was by saying that there was something wrong with her brain, basically saying that there was some kind of a mental illness. And we know that that's one of the things that they do label Christians as being extremists, as being, people who are not really in their right minds, making us look to be crazy. And, I feel like they're going to try to use that as a way to detain Christians by making it seem like, these people can't be trusted, these people, they need to be removed from society, because, they're not, they're not willing to go along with the program, so to speak. And I feel like that's why it was shown to me in the dream that this girl was said to have had some type of a mental illness, because that was the only way they were able to detain her, even though what they said wasn't true. That was all they had to go off of in order to detain her by saying that. And we do see similar cases of that today. You know, when you look at all of these shootings and all the things that we're seeing taking place, a lot of times they show these people as being people who have a mental illness. Okay, so another thing that I saw in the dream that I felt was significant was the fact that when I was able to rescue the girl, the only way we could escape was if we flew. And I remember, like I said to her, we're going to have to fly, you know, if we want to get away. And as soon as I said that, we started to fly. And it made me think of the verse in the scripture in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, when it says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." I don't know why that scripture jumped out at me when I woke up, but I also look at the fact that when we begin to fly, to me, it also represented a way of escape. It was like the Lord had made a way of escape for us, because they were chasing us, but we were able to escape because the Lord caught us up and you know, allowed us to fly so we could get away. So I felt like that was a way of escape, and that was the Lord showing that, you know, he will be there, and he will provide that safety for us and that protection for us and that way of escape. Um, I don't I don't know if that would be I don't think that would be considered like a rapture type thing. I just feel like that was just the Lord showing that, you know, he was making a way of escape for us. But you know, I'm not 100%. And so that was that dream. And then when I saw the picture of the girl that I said that I know, and she was in the picture with Obama and Michelle. Now, in real life, this girl really does love Obama. Like, she really supports them. And she doesn't have that full understanding of who they are and what they represent. But I believe that in the dream, it represented Christians, believers who really do support him, and not just him, but support the things that he's about. And what let me rephrase that. um a lot of people, Christians, did not and still don't fully understand who Obama is and what he represents. They didn't fully understand the agendas that he was putting into place. And so, with their eyes being blinded to that, they were very susceptible to um, agreeing with everything that he did. And so they couldn't see any wrong in what he was doing. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like she, in the dream, being in that picture, represents a lot of Christians, a lot of believers who supports him and, you know, what he's about, because they don't fully have their eyes open to what he represents and the agendas that he's trying to push. And when I saw her on TV and how she was messing up a lot, and it was very embarrassing to watch, and but at the same time, you know, Obama was kind of laughing, you know, but not at her, but just laughing along with her because he wasn't bothered by it. I feel like that can kind of represent how we see in the media. You know, it's almost hard to watch, you know, what we see in the media, because, you know, they're supporting the agenda, they're supporting the rhetoric that we see in the news. And, you know, it's sad because it's like they're just being spoon fed, you know, what to say, how to think, what views they should have, what opinions they should have. And it's like they don't fully understand. Well, I'm not even going to say that, because some of them do know what they're doing, but some of them don't. Some of them are just doing what they're being told. But it's like, I feel like that represented like how the media is, because it's very painful to watch how embarrassing they they make themselves look, because of how they're supporting these different agendas, but yet they don't fully see the spiritual significance behind why you know they shouldn't be supporting it. But it was like Obama was just kind of laughing along, because he knows at the end of the day, he's using these people to um to speak on the same agendas, and to support what he's ultimately trying to do. And it's just like how in that dream where I saw how I kept hearing votes, and how I told you guys that I believe that it was referring to the votes that um, Trump was trying to get for the health care bill, but they didn't have enough votes um, to push the bill that Trump was trying to push for the new health care bill. And it was like Obama was laughing. He just thought it was so funny. And it was like he was laughing because he ultimately knew that nothing was going to happen to Obamacare. And he knew that. And that's what I was seeing in the dream. Like, he was laughing because it was like he was saying, this is so funny because he's trying to get rid of my Obamacare, but it's not going anywhere. And like I keep stressing to you guys, Paul Ryan said that Obamacare is the law of the land. You got to catch what he's saying. The law of the land. Okay? So Obamacare is not going anywhere. But that was my dream. I really feel like the Lord is continually showing us glimpses of what's to come. I don't know when all of this is going to take place. Nobody knows. So I'm not sitting here trying to, give a time frame, because I don't know. I just believe that things are escalating, and as things escalate, the dreams and the visions are escalating amongst the believers, and not just the believers. I mean, you have non-believers that are having a lot of prophetic dreams too. But the Lord is warning, and he's letting us know that we really need to stay awake, and we need to stay watching, and we need to stay alert, and we need to make sure that we're paying attention to what's going on around us, because the signs are all around, and it's very evident that we are getting closer and closer and closer to the Lord's return. And so I just wanted to share this with you all. I'm sure that there's more meaning to these dreams, or to the dream with the different scenes that I just shared. I'm just giving you all what I have right now. But ultimately, yeah, I haven't been really dreaming about Obama, so I thought it was very interesting that I would even have that pop up in the next scene of the dream, where I'm just casually seeing a picture photo, or a photo of this girl that I know, and Obama and Michelle Obama, uh, just casually in the picture. So I knew that meant something. And like I said, I really believe that represents a lot of Christians who are pretty much, still support him, and they don't fully understand what he represents. And so, yeah, so if you guys feel that you are led to share any other symbols that you think stands out to you as far as what the Lord could have been revealing, you can definitely leave that in the comments below. But I do feel that, overall, even though we don't fully know how everything is going to play out, I truly believe that the Lord will protect us. And we just have to stay, you know, like I said, just stay in faith and just keep, keep trusting the Lord. Um, and he's faithful. He doesn't have to give us these dreams and visions, but he does. And I feel honored that he does show me things. I'm nobody special. I feel like if he can show me dreams, he can show anybody dreams. um, but I'm very grateful that he does. And I just try my hardest to make sure that the ones that I feel the Lord wants me to put out, that's what I do. um so yeah. But again, I just wanted to put this out there before I go on my vacation, and I'm just really excited. So I hope you all have a blessed week. If I receive anything that's of great importance during this time, I promise I will upload a video. Um, but you know, I hope you all enjoy yourselves this weekend. Stay cool. It's been really hot. Um, but I love you guys, and I'm going to get off here because I'm rambling right now. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.